Well, howdy. We're here for What Do You Know Wednesdays at the farm. So yesterday, Zach Portamont and myself recorded another episode of the Dr. Beau Show, which will be released tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Coming up, Monday, I'm going to be doing a talk with myself, Mark Blackburn of Blackburn Golf, and Dr. Brett McCabe of the Mind Side for the Dixie section of the PGA for some continuing ed. So I'm going to talk to those guys about movement, some breathing, maybe a little humor. I don't know how funny I am. I think I'm pretty funny, but we'll see how that goes. And then I take back off to Jacksonville, Florida for the Navy Wounded Warrior Project on Thursday. So a lot going on here in the farm. Today I want to kind of talk about a few self-assessments or self-screens that runners can be doing on their own to kind of just monitor their own movement. So runners are notorious for just going out, pounding the pavement, pounding the trails, putting in 60 to 100 miles a week, maybe not doing as much cross-training or mobility work as they should be. Well, you can get away with that for so long, but it's not a matter of if, it's just when you're going to break down or get injured. So I'm going to give you a few just really quick assessments that you can do to yourself, let you know if you're moving well. If you can't do these and do these well, that's something you might need to work on, and if you don't know how to work on it, get a hold of somebody like ourselves or whoever else is in your area and have them help you out and further the assessment and then take you into the treatment and performance side of things. So whenever we're doing a screen or assessment, we want to make sure that we can make it as repeatable as possible. So we always do it with our shoes off because we want to have it a nice neutral platform that we're working from. We also, and most of these you're going to see I'm always going to have my feet together. That's just for a retest purpose. If I do one test like this, one test like this, one test like this, it's always a different result. So feet together for these first couple. The first one is simply a toe touch. So a toe touch, I'm going to kind of go at this angle. You should be able to, without bending your knees at all, you should be able to reach down, touch your toes. Now, if you can't touch your toes, you fail. Now there's a couple other things that you need somebody to look at for yourself. A lot of people will go down, they'll maintain a really neutral or flat low back. They'll still get down here because they have tremendous, posterior chain flexibility or mobility, but that's still a fail, and that's kind of hard for you to tell. But if you can't touch your toes, it's a fail. So that's number one. Second one, which is crucial for runners, is single leg balance. So we have a runner get into a position or an athlete get into a position where they're staying on one leg, they're going to bring the opposite leg up to parallel, so we're getting in some hip flexion. So now this is turning it into a dynamic test. Now from here, hopefully you can balance with your eyes open. So 10 seconds eyes open should be pretty easy, both legs. If you can do this, then we're going to go eyes closed. We're going to try to balance for 10 seconds. Now if you're having an airplane and you're hitting the deck, well, that's a fail. Single leg balance is crucial for a runner because we're on 1 foot at a time throughout the gait cycle. We have 1 foot flight time, 1 foot flight time. That's what differentiates running from walking. So if you can't maintain at least 10 seconds of eyes closed balance, that's something you need to be working on. Okay, the last thing is an overhead squat, and I'm going to bring in our office manager because she has a perfect squat. Mine still needs some work, so I'm even working on these issues. So this is Bridget, our office manager.
Hello.
And first of all, she's going to do her overhead squat. So she's going to get her feet shoulder width apart. She's making sure that her feet are facing straight ahead. One of the biggest mistakes that we're automatically going to go into a foot flare. For testing purposes, this isn't how we would do or train a squat, but we want them straight ahead. She's going to reach tall overhead. From here, she's just going to sit down and squat as far as she can. Look at that. So arms stay upright. She's not breaking this line of travel right here. She's not foot flaring. Now I'm going to have her turn and face this way so we can see all the angles, and she's going to go down and hang out down there for a second. And that is perfect. And back up. Thank you, Bridget. So on Bridget, everything was perfect, and it's hard again for you to know, what's a fail or a pass if you're testing yourself. Well, if you can't get down below parallel, or your thighs are stuck up above parallel, it's a fail. If you're having a foot flare, or you're doing this Timmy toe tap, whatever this squat is, I don't know what you're doing here, that's a fail. If your arms are coming way forward, that's a fail. But again, this is one of those things, it's easy to know if you fail because if you just get stuck, you're done. But there's little minute details that somebody like myself or other movement experts can pick out. So I really suggest if any of these are troublesome, these are just a starting point or a jumping off point. Go have somebody else look at your movement and really help you out. And then we can take those things in your treatment, training, and performance and really get you out there running to your best ability.